Just waiting on a few guys to get here. If anybody's here, go ahead and let me know. We have a couple of minutes. Okay, I see I have somebody here. We are live. There's anybody else here with me? Okay, let's see. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Okay. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, I had a setting mess up there. I hope you guys can see me now. Let me get a couple of people. Okay, let me. Okay, let me switch over. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to switch over and put it on the winter chicken dinner. And let's see if you guys can see me now. Yay! I had a setup issue, guys. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully that's not affected as well. Yay! I'm feeling a little bit better. Gerald, I'm getting over it. However, our bride is starting to get sick, so we're all praying that we make it through Saturday without anybody else getting sick. I am not going to be on camera because I do look horribly, horribly bad, and my room looks like a bomb went off here. So, a few of you had asked how to put the Polaroid camera card together. Somebody else had done a camera card, and they had posted it, and I don't know if they had seen mine from a few years ago where I had done mine where the photo actually popped out of the card. So I had given them the file, and the file was my old test file that had been reworked, but I saved the wrong file. So after this video goes live, the link will be there. I also posted the link in the chat rooms that you guys can get, and that is the correct file. It even shows the inspiration where I got the idea to make the card in Design Space, because it used to be just a file you cut with a trimmer and X-Acto knife and everything else. It's a pretty old file. So, but we're going to go ahead and put it together. But first, let's go ahead and play Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. I know there's only a few of us here, but it was short notice because I've been so busy. I wasn't sure I could go live tonight. So you'll have a few minutes. You'll have time to get it cut. Bonnie, you can be cutting while we put pieces of it together. But anyway, the file that you guys have and the one that will be with this video when it goes up for video on demand will be the correct file. So there's a few of us here, so we're going to go ahead and play Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And of course, I'm going to do the countdown, guys. So when I do the countdown, whoever gives me the correct answer first will win. And let me switch over to the project camera real quick and show you guys what you'll win. I didn't have time to grab any more $1 Million bars, so we're just going to have to do with Kisses this week. So you're going to get a bag of Kisses. You're going to get the Cricut metallic pens. And you're going to get a Fisker stamp set. This is the Label It Handmade set. I love this set. It's got all sorts of small ones in there that you can use in either your planners or on cards, either one. But it has quite a few stamps in it, like 31 stamps. So pretty cool. So you guys will get that for Winner Winner Chicken Dinner this week. Let me switch back over. All right, so Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And the question is, and please wait for my countdown to do your answer, what item was released yesterday from Cricut? 3, 2, 1. Does anybody know what was released yesterday? Ah, Marissa Dandridge, you won. Easy Press Mat. That is absolutely correct. I don't know if it will let me put that in here for you guys so you can see it. But I'm going to try. No, it took my link out. But anyway, I will post the link for that in the chat room, or in the Facebook groups, and you can get that link there. It just doesn't like my links for some reason. Live chat, it just doesn't let us do it. Let me see if it will. Well, actually, I was on Top Chat. Let me see if it will let me do it here in live. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it will there. So you can get the Easy Press pad there if you need it. So just click that link, and of course, as usual, when you shop at Cricut.com, use the codes and save that, get that free shipping and save that 10%. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to, I'm going to close that out. I'm going to leave that page. Here is the card that I created from the blog at this link. It is not my design. It is the design from, let me pull this blog up for you guys, because we're basically going to follow along with their instructions on putting it together. Extreme Cards and Paper Crafting. Like I said, this is an old file. Used to be done by hand, 2012. But it's fairly simple. All I did was follow their instructions, and I created a design space file for you guys on this. And this is what I ended up with, okay? And I'm not going to save this file, so I'm going to get rid of this. This is the first thing you're going to do, is you're going to hide this. I'm just going to click it out. And then you're going to come down here where this says your photo, and you're going to hide that. You don't really have to. It's just going to cut out your photo in white letters if you don't, when it cuts out the other white pieces. And then your file will be ready for cutting, okay? And like I said, I actually deleted it, but you're going to keep this because you'll need it to refer back to for putting your card together, or I do anyway, because I don't make a bunch of them at one time. So once you've cut your card out and you've got all your pieces, let's go over to the project camera. There we are. You'll have all your pieces. Now I kept all the pieces because I wasn't sure. I was in a really rushed putting this together tonight because of the wedding and all that stuff. But I used this stamp set from Sizzix, and I have that link for you guys too. You can stamp the front of your card. I used the Tim Holtz stamping platform to stamp with. And I just stamped the front of my card, okay, so that I would have something in there. And this Sizzix set is by Jen Long, but it's interchangeable. You can take thoughts and prayers out of this and put in Mr. and Mrs. or friends and family or me and you. So it's a really cool set. Let me grab you guys that link in case you want that as well. Let's see. There we go. But this is where it doesn't want to let me post that one for some reason. But it is in the video description after the video. You can get that there, or just ask me in the Facebook groups and I'll give it to you guys. But go ahead and stamp your card front or decorate it in any way that you want it to look, because I'm going to put in my photo frame their first photo as Mr. and Mrs. So that's why I stamped mine this way. I'm going to keep all these little pieces over here to the side. We're going to start with the camera base. And according to Extreme Cards on their blog, the first thing you want to do is this first score line. You're going to mount and fold on each side there. And I am using Cricut cardstock, guys. That's a mount and fold. I'm not doing very well at folding it. And this one is also a mount and fold in the middle of this here. I hope you guys can see that with this black cardstock, but you didn't really need black. And then these two beside that are valley folds. So we've got mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain on those 5. It's kind of weird. I know how it folds, but you may just have to play with it so that you don't bend your cardstock up on the piece there. Okay, and then on this one right below this tab here, those are all valleys. Let's see. Mountains are green. So on their blog, they're saying that this is all mountain. So we're going to mountain fold all the way across on this one. It's just kind of difficult sometimes because it's cut here, and that makes it a little difficult to fold, but we'll get it. So your piece should be looking something like this. Okay. Right about there. And then we're going to come here, and this is also a mountain fold. I really need my phone folder. My desk is such a disaster area finding something. I've had so much wedding stuff going on. I'm almost done. I have some more place cards to do and one sign, and I think I'll be done. Okay, and then the next one is going to be a valley fold. I'm going to flip mine around and see if it's a little easier for me to work with. There we go. So we're going to valley fold that one. And then we're going to, right above the slot and below the slot are mountain folds. Is everybody with me? Does anybody have design space questions? You guys know you can ask questions at any time while we're doing projects and things. I'm going to use my ruler because that slot right there causes the paper to be weak when you're using cardstocks, and I like to use something to kind of help me fold it, get my fold started. So, you know, that looks a little weird, but we have a reinforcement piece on there. And I think that completes all the folds. So again, at the top, mountain, mountain, valley, valley, mountain. All the way across mountain, mountain, valley, mountain, mountain. I'm not seeing any questions yet. You guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to pop them in there. It won't affect putting the card together. Any of that will be able to keep up with you and answer your questions and show you. We'll switch from the project camera if we need to and show you exactly what to do to correct any problem you're having with any of your projects. So once you've got this piece done, you're going to flip it over, and then you have this reinforcement piece right here. And I'm using art glitter glue. You guys can get this in my store at craftingwithapril.com. I'm just going to kind of dry fit mine before I glue it, just to make sure everything fits and it lines up. But you're going to glue that to the back of that slot there. Making sure you get the slot lined up. And there we go. And that's just your reinforcement for the slot. It's not going to be seen. So if you get a little bit messy with the glue like I did, it's not going to hurt anything. This is on the back side. Okay. And then after you have put that piece on there, we're going to go and grab these two pieces. Yes, and I have glue going out. Some of you guys have ordered glue. I think about 3 of you have ordered glue, and I can't ship it yet because the weird weather everybody's having. Where it said that temps were going to be fine, all of a sudden they dropped, and they haven't come back up in some areas. But if I do check daily, and if the temperatures for 3 days are going to be above 40, they'll ship just as soon as I can possibly ship them. Otherwise, I'm holding them and checking every day for you to make sure that I can send that out and send it out as soon as possible. But you're going to take these strips, and I'm going to do my big one first, or my fat one here. And everything is a mountain fold, okay? You have, I think, 4 score lines on there. You're going to mountain fold them all. And you're just going to put a dab of glue on this tab, the short tab there. And just create a little square box. Like so. Okay. That's all we're going to do for that piece right now. Then we're going to do the same thing with the small one. And just keep it as square as you can. This one's a little tiny. And then you have those 2 pieces. Yeah, I love this glue, Catherine. I can't get by without it. I had to buy myself a large refill. Yeah, there are tons of it. Okay, guys, after you have these 2 pieces glued, you're going to glue this top box onto the bottom box like this, okay? Just want to glue them down just like that. So I'm going to pick the side where I glued them together. But you can pick any side, doesn't really matter. I'm going to line those up and glue those down. I have missed doing lives with you guys the last couple of weeks with all the wedding stuff going on. So then your piece should look something like that when you turn it over on the side, and like this from the front. Okay. You want that 2 cubes, okay? Hi, Alice. I'm glad you could join us. It's okay if you're late. You can always do the playback. We're putting together the Polaroid card, but you can also ask all your Design Space questions or any project questions you're having issue with. Just let us know. Okay. Now I have to really look at this, guys, over here because I don't remember. It's been a while. Okay, I'm going to flip this piece over. This is the camera back, I think. I have to double check myself. You guys hold off on gluing this in case I'm wrong. I don't want to tell you guys wrong. Okay, there we go. There we go, just like, I'm just checking myself. So this is this piece. This goes this way. Excuse my dogs, they're pretty vocal. Okay. I'm not going to flip mine over. I'm going to line it up right here Just so you guys can see this, I'm going to bring it up. This is where the front of the camera, your reinforcement piece is back here. This piece is going to glue like this with the small cube to the back, okay? There's the small cube, and here is the big one. And I'm just going to put it right up on that line. So from a side view, let me see if I can get that side view in there for you. This is what you're going to see, okay? Trying to hold it. But this is going to go in here, basically just like this. And you can mash it down flat. Let me double check and make sure where we glue these guys. I may have skipped a step. It's been a while. Okay. Laying it flat here with our cubes. I don't mean to confuse you guys, but like I said, I haven't done this card in years. It's going to go right there. So I am right. We're going to glue it on the bottom of each square and to the back of the small. That's where you're going to put your glue. Okay. And then you're going to place it right here where your points come down on the camera. You're going to put it right up on the edge, right next to your fold line in the edge of the card. And then you're going to, I'm going to just hold mine and bring the back up and glue that. It's kind of hard to hold, I know. Need like extra fingers. Okay. So you should be glued down to the edge. And my back popped loose. And then the back of that small square should be, I'm trying to get a good angle for you guys. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see that? I know it's hard with this black paper. The camera needs to be made out of black paper. So you just basically got in this little L zone here, got those two squares in there. Okay. Yeah, maybe a white piece of paper behind it. Maybe that will work. It's just really hard. There's the slot where the camera thing is, and that's where I've glued it. To the back of this piece, here's the very back, then this piece, and in this L here. Has everybody got that? Do I need to do something else maybe so you can see it? Big square, little square. Yeah, that doesn't work, does it? Okay, now that we have that piece on and we have that glued in place, you can just kind of flatten it down if you want. And we're going to need this piece. And that, you just want to make sure that this has enough fold in it. That's why we're folding it flat, guys, so that when it when the card is opened up, it pops back up. You just want enough give for it to be flat and for it to pop back up. Okay, and now with it popped back up in this position, let's see. Here's the top of the square. That's where this piece is going to glue. So this piece is going to glue on the top of your big box that you made. Trying to do that. You just want to kind of center it so that you're not seeing any of the square edges of that box and that it's straight. But it's just going to be right there on the top, not this very front piece. If you folded it flat, it's going to be the second square, the piece that comes up to the top when you push this piece back up. Is everybody with me? Now this is where you're going to need your card base. And we're going to put glue right here, only across this back and this piece here, okay? If I'm not mistaken, this piece goes here. I want to double check before anybody glues anything. That is right. That is right. Okay. All right. They start with this piece, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put the glue in like a T-spot right there, okay? And then you're going to center it into your card. I'm just going to lay mine flat so you have enough margin on both sides. And then I am going to fold this down and give it a press. That's the easiest way I know to do that. Give it a second to dry before you start pulling on it. None of this gets glued yet. I'm second guessing myself here. Oh, we're right. Don't ask me why they did that way, but that's the way they did it. And then this piece, I'm trying to figure out my folds. I wished I had had time to do an extra one before I came live, but I didn't. Okay, I have that, did that. Maybe I'm not folding all the way correctly. That's this way. This goes back in this way. The bottom gets glued down there. But my fold here is not folding. Ah, there it goes. I wasn't pressing well enough. Duh. Okay, so now we're going to glue this bottom piece. Just your very last corner. And again, you're just going to line that up in the base with the front and glue it to the bottom. So it should look like this on the side. When you fold it, it's going to fold flat like that. Okay? Oh, well, welcome back, Bonnie. Okay, so everybody got that part? I'm just giving mine a second to dry here. It's going to look like this. It's glued at that back piece. This piece is not glued, and none of this is glued. Only that T-spot back there on there. I'm going to give my little part here an extra little fold. Give it a squeeze so it folds better. There we go. Okay. Should look like this from the front. Here's your slot. See if I don't know if I can get a piece of paper in there to show you guys. It's really hard to see that black paper, but there's the slot right there. Okay. And now we're going to start putting the decoration on the front. So you're going to need this piece right here. And I did have the holes cut in mine. Let's see. Yeah, no. The holes are just for lining up. So, and that's why I did it that way, to make things easier to line up and get them straight. This piece right here goes flush with the top of that edge. There should be a score line on it. So make sure you valley fold that. Which is not in their instruction because I kind of did mine a little different. So it should be coming together like this. If I'm not mistaken, it does fold down the front. You may need to trim this, guys. Like I said, I sent out the wrong file to start with. I think I looked at a photo. Nope, there's another score line on there. I did put it in there. I just can't see today. So Valley Mountain. So your piece should look like that. It should fit perfectly on the top of that piece right there. And then just glue it into place. I'm just going to make sure that edge gets glued down. I'm still really stuffy. I hope you guys can understand me. Okay. So just line your piece up on the front and then work. I think my score back there is off. I think that's what my problem is. I'm just going to flatten mine down. That score line may need to be adjusted, guys, on that reinforcement base. And I apologize, I didn't know that that was off. But I'm going to live with it for now. And I will adjust it when I get done here. I'm just going to refold mine. There we go. So if you don't want to fold that bottom score line, put some glue on there. You should be looking like this at this point. Okay? I'm going to give mine a squish down and see if I can't get my fold a little bit better. I'm trying to decide which score line is off so I know which one to adjust in the file. And I think it's the one to the back on the black piece. But I think we can make it work. So once you have that on there, then you'll want to, and this is cut long. I made this long so you could trim it off. You don't need the whole thing, just a small piece. About like that's all you need. You're just going to run that down and place it on there like that. A little bit more off of mine. Perfect. The Polaroid camera signature stripe right down the middle. Yeah, it does, Bonnie. All you have to do, you can cut different colors of cardstock and put these together if you don't have a printer or you don't want to do print and cut. Very easy to get that. You could probably even use a ruler and do markers. I have some where my black cardstock always does this to me. Where I fold it, get some little rough edges there. Knock those off. Okay, so there we have that. And next you'll have a red dot. There we go. Like this. And it's going to go here. And I believe there's a small gray circle that goes over that as well. So if you want to raise it up just a little bit, you guys can. It doesn't have to go exactly on that hole. Totally up to you. It should have a small, tiny, I think that's where that one goes. I have to double check that. Let me go back up and look. I think that they did. You could even, they've even got a heart on theirs. I don't think I'm going to, I think that goes over here. Honestly, I can't see. The gray does go around the red. Okay. If I can get hold of it. There we go. So you're just going to, just a little bit of glue. I don't think it should take much to hold that on. Right over the top of the red. Okay. And break mine loose. The larger one, I use Cricut cardstock on all of this, guys, except the light gray. This dark gray is Cricut. But you could use silver, you could use any color you want. Like I said, mine's off slightly. Just gonna bend it and live with it. The score is off on the black piece. I will correct that, guys. I will move that score line up. I don't know how I got it off. Well, I do. I fixed that file, and I must have bumped it. So if you cut yours and it's off a little, I apologize. And then you have these two square pieces like this. One goes, the dark one goes on top of the light one. So you're just going to glue those two pieces together. If I can get mine to slide. There. So you're going to have a piece that looks like this once you glue that. And that goes over the big hole. Right here. Okay. Everybody still with me? Hey, Levada, thank you. I just got them done for the wedding tonight. I'm wearing a navy blue formal. I think my nail girl did a fantastic job. Her name's Christy. Okay, is everybody still following along so far? So you actually have enough of these if you print and cut one to probably do 2 of your cameras. Yeah, there's enough to do 2. And then we have our other ring. I haven't put that one on yet. It goes over this one here, over your dark gray one. And that should finish up the front of the camera. I can get mine on there. Okay. So I hope everybody's got that. You've got the dark piece over the light piece here, and the light piece over the dark piece here. Okay? On your grays. And then these are just the centers that came out of everything. We don't need those. And then you're left with your photo. Now, I am not gluing mine completely down. You can cut your photo and just use your photo here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue the top and the bottom so that I can slide a photo and stick it in after the wedding. So I'm going to send this to her. So I'm just going to go across the top here and glue this down. If this, using your actual photo is probably easier. So I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'm just going to tack it right here at the bottom for mine. But you'll want to glue yours all the way around if you're using your photo, because this would be your photo. Or you can do it like I'm doing it and then slide a photo in and then glue it in later. Okay, and let me see if I remember how that photo goes in. I have to refer back to their instructions. It's been such a long time. Okay, so after you've got all of that done, they want you to, okay, I remember. I remember. I don't even have to finish reading it. You're going to stick your photo in and position it like you want when the card is open. So this is where I would do mine. And then, as a matter of fact, since I'm going to have to take mine back out, I am going to use some removable tape on mine, okay? You guys, if you've got your picture in already, then you go ahead and do yours like it needs to be done. But you'll need to insert the card into the camera slightly and position it. So if you want it to come straight out or if you want it at an angle, I myself like mine at the angle. So I'm going to stick it down right there on that edge, and that's the only place that you want to stick it. Oops, I'm off. Make sure it goes in and out of the, that it's completely in that slot, guys. And then it should, my corner's hanging up. My corner is hanging. I didn't put it back in there far enough. make mine work goes here. So when they pull up, the camera comes. Maybe I should read it because I don't remember. I thought I did. Slide the picture into the slot, hold it in place, and close the card. Make sure the bottom doesn't fall out of the slot and stick it. I did that. Maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm inserting it too far. Ah, that's what I did. Okay. Make sure that it does work in the slot, guys. There we go. So it's in there. Mine's up in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that card is up inside of the camera there. And then when we open it, the camera actually comes back and allows the card to pop out. Maybe I folded that backwards. No, I did not. But that is basically the way that goes. Hopefully yours is fitting in there better than mine. I don't know. Oh, it's because I got that corner's not glued down. That's what it is. My corner's hanging up. But that is how you assemble that card. You didn't get a notification, Kathy? I'm sorry. I had a setting issue, so it may have been my fault that you didn't get notified because I forgot to take it off of private from when I did my early setup of the mystery box reveal. So it was my fault. Because I was sitting here waiting on people to come, and Bonnie told me that she couldn't find me, and I took a look and I had left it on private from that. But it's pretty easy to go together. There's a couple of complicated points on this card, Kathy, but it's not bad. I think I covered it enough. You're just going to glue that bottom and then this T part back here. Most of it's the folding. And I do have one score line off, and I will fix that, guys. I will make sure that I fix that for you. But it should, your card should fold. And you can even add another layer. This can be your mechanism, this whole thing, and then you can do another outer card for this. But when you open it, that's the way it's going to be. I don't know why they don't glue that piece, but they don't. I guess because it does move slightly. You don't want to glue anything but that T portion at the back and the bottom. So, but the file has all the information in it, guys, and you can always, and don't ever erase that link out of there because, like I said, this card was inspired from that blog, and it was their design. All I did was make a design space file for it so we didn't have to cut it by hand and trimmers and X-Acto knives. But it's still a cute card. I will move that one. I have that one. I'm going to check it, but I'm going to go as soon as we're finished live and fix this score. This one needs to be moved down just a little bit, and I think then that one will be okay. So I'm just going to suggest for all you guys that are watching live, and check before you go ahead, even though your score line's marked on this piece, this white piece, check it before you actually score it and see if you need to change your score line. Because I'm not going to have time to recut another one and check it because of the wetting until probably Monday or Tuesday. But I will recut one and fix the file positively to make sure and do a test. Or maybe I can have Bonnie test for me. Bonnie, if you don't mind, I may go ahead and adjust it and get you to test that and make sure that those score lines are in the proper position, because it should have scored a little bit further down from this centerpiece. It's too close, so I need to bump that down. But I think once I bump that down, this second one will be okay. But I'll bump it down for you, Bonnie, and let you know as soon as I've done it, and then you can test it for me if you don't mind. Does anybody have any Design Space questions? Let me bump over and get you guys over here. But that is the file. I'll go ahead. This one here is the one. So you guys can watch some of the stuff that I do. Let me detach. I think what I did is I bumped it when I reset this file. I'm going to put it right about there. I think is correct. I think I'm going to attach. Let's come over here to this piece. The file may not be set up as pretty as it was. We're going to fix it. Okay, so that piece actually glued. I'm looking at it. It does not glue. There is where our squares went, right here. And then this is the top of the camera. This is where it's supposed to be, right here. So let's check the score lines. That's what happened. You see what I did, guys? I missed that score line. I should have, I think it's okay. Let me undo that. Bonnie, if you could check the file for me, and if it works properly, let me know. And if it doesn't, I'll adjust it because I see what I did wrong. I'm going to put that back. I missed that score line. That should have, oops. That score line should have been a mountain, valley, mountain. And yep, that's exactly what I did because it goes right there. If you guys can see that score line, that's a mountain, then that's a valley, and it's a mountain. And it is lining up with that piece. I goofed. It does not sit flush. It does fold over the top of the camera piece there. That's what's wrong. I think it's perfectly fine. I think I just goofed putting it together. That's why mine was off, because that looks like the exact distance. Let me go back over to the other camera and show you guys what I did wrong. Right here, see how I made that flush right here? That first fold, which I missed, I see it now. There's a score line right there. I should have mountain folded that, and it should have been over this lip right here. Then it would have lined up perfectly, and it wouldn't have been too low here. So I am going to remake mine since it's for after the wedding. That's what's wrong. The file is fine. But if you don't mind double checking it for me, Bonnie, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, you can just cut it out of white paper and just make sure that those score lines line up. That's all we need. Because I hate to give everybody a file that doesn't work properly. And I was just rushed this time. You're welcome, Shab. Does anybody have Design Space questions? Oh no, Laveda, you didn't get the Cuttlebug boxes? Oh shoot. Keep watching, Laveda. Because sometimes when they go out of stock real fast, they'll pull together some more and put them up. So until they take the links completely down, don't give up. As long as it shows the Cuttlebug mystery box is up there, keep checking. You never know, it might come back into stock. Okay, good, Joe. Just don't make the same mistake I made. I'm sorry if you guys did that. If you were following along with me, I apologize. Like I said, I haven't put this card together in a long time, and I didn't have time to practice it. Because I did modify it a little from what that blog had it, and I just use it for the basic where to glue instructions. Okay, guys, well, I appreciate you guys joining me. Anybody who has not a member of the Facebook group, don't forget to come over and join us on Cricut Crafting or Cricut Maker projects or Cards and Cuddlebugs if you don't have a machine, because we do all sorts of things. Make sure you give me a thumbs up on the video, guys. Don't forget to do that. We will be going live on next Wednesday, I believe, until I get the schedule straightened out after this wedding stuff. I did take a poll, but I haven't gone back and figured out what date and time that everybody wanted to move to. So this coming next week, we will go live on Wednesday at 7:30 and keep it there until the month of April. So we'll get it all switched over then, and we'll go from there. You have a big shot? That works just fine, Bonnie. The Cuttlebug stuff will work in the big shot. I'm gonna try. I have a few more of these wedding cards to make. I'm gonna stack here. I've got about 40 more to go, and I have one. I guess it's about a 3-foot sign I have to do. So once I get that 3-foot sign out of the way tonight and tomorrow, I should be good to go, and I can get back on track with you guys. I really do appreciate you guys being patient this month. The wedding is Saturday, Bonnie. And we have rehearsal on Friday, so not a lot of time left for me to get it done. I'm pushing it close. I'm extremely close. Like I said, my craft room looks like 2 bombs went off. Not 1, but 2. So, but you guys come on over to the Facebook groups if you have any questions, or if you need any help with anything. Catherine and Sue and Jamie, they're all there, and Bonnie as well. They're all there to help you guys out. So if you need anything in the next few days while I'm really busy and just checking in here and there, just let them know and they'll be happy to help you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks to all my Patreon supporters. You guys rock. You guys have a nice weekend. I'll see you guys in the room, and I'll see you on Wednesday live.